Welcome to Tea with Lilybet. Join me today as I get some things done and solve some problems around the apartment DIY style. So I'm going to test it again. It's saying my air quality in the room is poor.
I'm an expert at overthinking things that I shouldn't. You come across as a cool guy, someone is the opposite. And all my friends are leaving, but I want to stay here. Can we just stay here?
So it's winter here in Melbourne, and a few weeks ago I started noticing some cigarette smoke coming into the apartment. I knew there was at least one smoker on this side of the building because during the summer I could tell that they were smoking on their balcony, and some of that smoke sort of wafted into my apartment, but it was manageable because I could just close the door and keep it out. But recently with the cold weather, the smoker has started smoking inside their apartment. Unfortunately, the smoke is coming in. I can smell it in my bedroom while I'm in my bed. In the state of Victoria, which is where I live in Australia, there's actually a bylaw that says if you smoke in your apartment or on your balcony, you're supposed to prevent that smoke from entering common areas or other people's apartments. So technically what's happening to me is against the law. Thank goodness they are not a chain smoker. They're not smoking all the time. And you know, this is a really nice floor. The people are lovely here. It's really quiet. Everyone's friendly. And I don't really have a problem with any of my neighbors. The problem for me is that it's coming into my apartment and it's impacting my air quality. I've written a note to most of the people who live on my floor, and I've spoken to my close by neighbors. Unfortunately, it hasn't solved the problem. I still don't know who the smoker is, and it seems like whoever it is has made no effort to fix the situation. The other thing that concerns me is that I have a history with my lungs. Not long after I got really sick with chronic fatigue, I got fluid around my heart and lungs, and I had to be rushed to hospital and have that drained. It was over 3 liters of fluid. I was so sick that I nearly died from it. And as a result, I have regular x-rays and scans of my lungs and my heart, just to make sure that it's not happening again and there are no issues. If you want to know the whole story, you can watch my video series, My Journey with Chronic Fatigue Syndrome. And in the second video, I talk about this whole thing that happened. With things like COVID, flus, colds, I have to be really careful. And I also have to be careful with things like cigarette smoke and other toxins that can be in the air. So I'm not just being fussy. My health and my life is at stake with all this stuff. So I realized I've got to do something about it. When I go into the hallway, you can definitely smell the smoke. There's a bit of a gap underneath this door here, and I can feel the air rushing in. Just to see if it would improve the situation, I blocked it off, stuck some rags under here, and then I put my door snake over the top because the door snake was obviously not sufficient. Obviously, it's not sustainable to have rags jammed under there permanently. I have to use the door and come and go. And also when I go out, the smoke can get in. It gets into my apartment and it kind of just stays in here until I open the sliding door and let the air out. So there's a few things that I can do myself to try and improve the situation without causing a fuss about this particular neighbor. And one of them is to put in one of these seals. It sticks onto the base of the door, and then it's got this brush that hopefully will keep some of this smoke out. And then I decided to invest in an air purifier. I'm going to install that and see if it can help with the situation. I think I'm going to do the door seal first. Just have to read the instructions. Wow, they're tiny. Okay, magnifying glass. This is what older people use when they can't see small writing. For gaps up to 10 millimeters, self-adhesive, easy to apply. Let's measure the gap first. I think I did it actually before I went to the store. Okay, so it says it's 1.5 centimeters. The instructions are saying that it's for up to 1 centimeter. I just measured the brush length, and the brush length is nearly 2 centimeters, so I think it's actually going to be okay. So let's just read the rest of the instructions, if there are any. Oh, these are all the different seals. That's the compact brush seal. I definitely don't want that one, so I've gotten the right one. Okay, I was reading the wrong instructions. This instruction pad applies to lots of similar products. So just reading the right one, it says it's for gaps up to 20 millimeters or 2 centimeters. So it's going to be fine. I hope I get this right because once it's on, it's on. I've already cleaned and dried the surface area, and now I'm ready to install the seal. Oh, it's the perfect size for the door. I think some air is still going to come through, to be honest. I can feel it. But we'll give it a go and see how it works. Okay, drawn some lines on there. Remove backing paper and apply adhesive. Here goes nothing. Pressing it on. I'm not going to open the door for a while because I think it probably needs to just stick on there. I got this baby on Amazon, and it was, I think, Amazon's choice for air purifiers. It's got a HEPA filter, and I'm really hoping that it's going to improve the air quality in my apartment, and also that it's not going to be too loud. Bigger than I thought it was going to be. There's a little barcode, Philips Air. So this is an app that it wants me to download. Okay, so it's found the device. This is great. Connecting to the network now. So it's asking me what I'm most concerned about in the air: dust and fine dust. The PM 2.5, that's all the toxic stuff. Cigarette smoke, pollen, I think that's good enough. You now control your device remotely. It's actually got an air quality monitor on here. So PM 2.5 is a way of measuring the fine particles in the air, saying that the air quality in my suburb is 5.7. And inside the living room, it's 35. So I'm going to see what that is. Most studies indicate PM 2.5 at or below 12 is considered healthy. Oh my goodness. If a level goes to or above 35 during a 24-hour period, the air is considered unhealthy and can cause issues for people with existing breathing issues such as asthma. So I'm going to test it again. It's saying my air quality in the room is poor. Wow. That's scary. So I guess I'm just going to keep this running, let it do its thing on auto, and see if the air quality can improve in the room with this device, because that's the whole point of getting this device. It's going down. It's gone down to 29, but at the moment, I've only got fair air quality in here, and I don't know why. Could be anything, not just cigarette smoke, that's causing this poor to fair air quality. So it could be contaminants that's coming off furnishings, paint, cooking smells, that sort of thing. But I'm just going to let this run and see what it does. My next task on the list is the dishwasher. I recently got an error message on here, and there's a little bit of water at the bottom. So I need to find out what's happening with it. And I haven't had to do anything with this dishwasher since I've moved in except for use it and clean it. I need to find out how to maintain it. See the water that's sitting at the bottom there? And I've been hand washing my dishes until I've had time to work on this, because I didn't want to just run the cycle again and create a flood or some sort of problem that could affect my neighbors. I can't feel any obvious blockages, so I'm going to have to drain out the water and have a closer look.
Don't be sad, don't be lonely. Don't you know that I love you only? Just be mine.
After manually draining the water, cleaning the filter, checking the hoses, and making sure there are no blockages and everything's connected correctly, I couldn't find anything wrong with this thing. So I decided to just run a short cycle and see what would happen. And if there was a further problem, I would have to call in a plumber. I have been cleaning the filter regularly, but maybe I left it a bit too long this time because it seems to be working fine now. But I'll keep an eye on it for the next few days.
And I'll be yours forevermore. Let's stick together, and you will see.
I've noticed that my bedroom is a bit drafty at night since the temperature's dropped, so I put some cardboard in between the two window panes to see if there was a problem with the seal, and today I want to find a more permanent solution. So I've been running this air purifier for around 10 minutes now, and the air quality went down to 12 from, where was it before, around 30. The status went to good air quality, but it's actually climbed back up now to fair. It was 16 at its worst. And it's interesting because I was in the bedroom working and I smelt cigarette smoke. So obviously my neighbor has lit up and the air quality went down immediately. So unfortunately, the brush that I've installed underneath the door isn't enough to fix the situation. So I'm going to run this now back on turbo for a little while and see if it will restore the air quality to good. These windows slide vertically. All I need to do is get this one higher. I've got the seal exposed, so I can go and have a look at it now outside. Okay. This whole thing pulls off. This whole seal. Okay, let's take this inside and look at it. So this probably just slides right out. It's definitely looking like it's a bit old and needing to be replaced. I'm wondering if I can just slide mine one in there. Oh, it does have an adhesive on it. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it work. Not only is it the wrong type of seal, but it's also the wrong size. I didn't realize I could take that plastic bit off and take that down to the hardware store. So that's what I'm going to do next. And I'm sure I'm going to be able to find the right seal and work that out eventually. But hopefully I'll be able to make use of this one, either on the sliding door or around the front door. I decided it was best to put the existing seal back for now, but later that week I got some great advice as to where I can get the correct seal, and I've ordered it online and waiting for it to be delivered. And I've just come back to check out the air quality, and it's gone down to 2. That's fantastic. The final problem that I want to tackle for the day is something that I talked about in my previous video. My pots and pans tend to slide around a bit when I open and close the kitchen drawers. I've decided to put the same liner that I put underneath the dishes in each of the drawers to protect the surfaces of the drawers and stop the pots and pans from moving around. The first step was to take everything out of one of the drawers so I could measure it again to make sure that I cut the right size. There are many different products out there to choose from, but I really like Howard Storage World's anti-slip matte design in pearl white. It's completely solid and doesn't have the usual holes that you see in some of these anti-slip mattes. It's nice and thick, and it just feels really good quality. I also like the color and the little pattern on it, which gives it a bit of extra grip. It's not the cheapest solution, so it may not be the best option if you have a much bigger kitchen and surface area to cover than I do. I'm not super great with the scissors, so I've put plenty of guide marks on there so that I can cut as straight as possible. And it's a perfect fit. These drawers are all the same size, so now that I have the correct dimensions, I can cut the final 2 pieces. I can't resist doing a little bit of rearranging as I'm putting these things back. These drawers are looking and feeling a lot better, and I'm hoping it's going to make a big difference as I use them on a daily basis. I'm feeling quite tired, but I want to spend some time tidying up and putting the apartment into order before finishing for the day. How does that song go again? There were some other things on my list that I would have liked to have gotten done today, but as usual, I've run out of time, and I'm grateful to at least have solved some of the problems around the apartment. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. It really does help my channel. And if you're new to Tea with Lilybet, I would love to welcome you as a new subscriber. So thanks again for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye for now.